Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're jumping into a legendary Greek tale that's got it all: betrayal, bravery, and a quest for the ages. Meet Jason, a young heir robbed of his throne by his crafty uncle Pelias. Now he's out to prove himself by snagging the Golden Fleece, a shimmering treasure guarded by a dragon that never blinks. With a crew of fearless heroes, a ship that whispers warnings, and a goddess in his corner, Jason's journey is packed with wild twists. From fire-breathing bulls to stormy seas, this is one epic ride. Let's dive in and see how it unfolds. Imagine this: a kid named Jason, the true heir to the throne of Iolcus in ancient Greece, forced to hit the road when his scheming uncle Pelias muscled his way into power. Picture Jason with his athletic frame, sharp eyes and hair flapping in the breeze. He's got that hero vibe written all over him. While Pelias lounged in the palace, Jason grew up far away with Chiron, a centaur who was half horse, half genius. Chiron taught him how to swing a sword, mix healing herbs, track a deer, and even pluck a tune on the lyre. It was like boot camp for a legend, and Jason soaked it all up, clueless that destiny was about to call his name. Part 1. The One Sandal Prophecy. Years later, Jason, now a strapping young man, decided it was time to take back Iolcus. On his trek home, he stopped to help an old woman ford a raging river, losing a sandal in the muck. Surprise twist, she was Hera, queen of the gods, testing his heart. She liked his style and signed up as his divine cheerleader. Jason rocked up to Pelias's palace with one bare foot, and the king's jaw dropped. An oracle had spooked Pelias with a warning about a one-sandaled guy who'd bring him down. Guess who just walked in? Pelias, all slimy charm, welcomed Jason while plotting his doom. He dangled the throne as bait, saying Jason could have it if he nabbed the Golden Fleece, a dazzling ram's hide hanging in Colchis, guarded by a dragon that never slept. The fleece had history, saved by a guy named Phrixus after he fled a wicked stepmom on a flying ram. Now it was King Aet's prized possession, and Pelias smirked, thinking this wild goose chase would finish Jason off for good. Part 2. Assembling the all-star crew. Jason didn't blink. He sent word across Greece for the boldest heroes to join him. A shipwright named Argus built the Argo, a sleek 50-oar ship with a bonus, a talking plank from Zeus's sacred oak that could yell stuff like "duck" when trouble loomed. The lineup was stacked: Hercules, the beefy bruiser draped in a lion's skin; Castor and Pollux, twin fighters who moved like a single unit; Orpheus, whose lyre could hush a storm; Lynceus, with eyes that pierced walls; and a dozen more legends like Theseus, Pelias, Telamon, and Atalanta, the fastest runner around. The shore buzzed as the Argonauts prepped to sail. They roasted offerings to Apollo for wisdom and Poseidon for calm seas. Athena, goddess of smarts and a Jason fan, tossed in a gust of wind to get them going. With Jason at the helm, the Argo cut through the waves, its crew gleaming with grit and glory. Part 3. Early pit stops and perils. The adventure kicked off with a detour to Lemnos, an island of women who ditched their men after a big falling out. They rolled out the welcome mat, maybe too much, and Jason had to drag his starry-eyed crew back to the ship before they set up permanent vacation homes. Next, they landed at the Doliones Island, where the locals threw a feast. But a midnight mix-up turned ugly. The Doliones mistook them for pirates, and a chaotic brawl left their king dead. The Argonauts sailed off, grim but wiser. Then came Phineas, a blind prophet plagued by harpies, nasty bird ladies who snatched his food mid-bite. Hercules and the twins chased them off with a club and some fancy footwork, and Phineas, munching happily, warned Jason about the clashing rocks. These giant slabs smashed anything that floated between them. A dove zipped through as a test, losing a feather but showing the way. The Argonauts rode like mad, and the Argo squeaked past just as the rocks slammed shut. Part 4. The Colchis Challenge. After dodging more waves, they hit Colchis, where King Aet's guarded the fleece like a hawk. He wasn't about to hand it over and threw Jason a gauntlet. Yoke fire-breathing bulls plow a field, plant dragon teeth, and fight the skeleton army that'd sprout. Enter Medea, Aet's daughter and a spell-slinging pro. Hera nudged her to fall for Jason, and she slipped him a fireproof lotion and a battle playbook. Jason wrestled the bulls into submission, sewed the teeth, And when bony warriors popped up, he tossed a rock to confuse them. Watching them clobber each other was oddly satisfying. Ates still played dirty, refusing the fleece. Medea, now Team Jason, guided him to the dragon's grove. She brewed a sleepy potion, hummed a lullaby, and the dragon snoozed off. Jason grabbed the fleece, its golden glow lighting up his grin, and the Argonauts raced to the Argo as Ates' guards sounded the alarm. Part 5, Chaos on the Chase Home. The return trip was no picnic. Ates sent his son Absyrtus with a fleet to nab them. Medea, torn but loyal, lured her brother into a trap. Jason's crew ambushed him, and the Colchians scattered. It was a grim win, and Zeus wasn't thrilled, hurling storms their way as punishment. The Argo's talking plank shouted directions through the thunder, keeping them afloat. Next, the sirens tried their trick, singing so sweetly the crew nearly dove overboard. Orpheus cranked his lyre, out-jamming them, and the ship sailed on. More trouble popped up with Amycus, a brute who challenged strangers to box. Pollux stepped up, dodged a haymaker, and knocked him flat. Crowd went wild. Then Talos, a bronze giant, loomed over an island chucking boulders. Medea spotted a weak ankle plug, pulled it with a spell, and his molten insides drained out. The Argonauts cheered as he crashed like a toppled statue. Part 6, Homecoming and Payback. Back in Colchis, Jason waved the fleece at Pelias, expecting the throne. Pelias squirmed, stalling hard. Medea, done with games, tricked Pelias' daughters into thinking a magic potion could make him young again. She showed them with a sheep, old ram in, lamb out, then gave them a dud recipe. Pelias hopped into the cauldron, and, well, no fountain of youth for him. With the usurper gone, Jason claimed his crown at last. The one-sandaled kid had come full circle, proving he was more than a prophecy's punchline. Legacy of the Argo. Jason's reign started strong, though Medea's dark streak later stirred trouble. That's another story. The Argonauts scattered, their names etched in legend. From Lemnos to Colchis and back, they'd faced monsters, gods, and family drama, all for a shiny fleece. It was a wild ride that showed brains, brawn, and a little divine luck could beat the odds, even against a dragon with no off switch. And there you have it, folks. Jason's epic trek from a one-sandaled outcast to a king with the Golden Fleece in hand. He outsmarted dragons, sailed through chaos, and proved he was more than just a prophecy. What a ride! If you love this adventure, hit that subscribe button and drop your thoughts in the comments. Did Jason's crew steal the show, or was Medea the real MVP? Stick with us for more thrilling tales from the past because we've got plenty of legends waiting to unfold. See you next time.